Hello viewers, today we are going to see about an important topic, projectile motion. So what is a projectile motion? Suppose if we throw a ball, it travels like this in a parabolic path, roughly parabolic path, and reaches other end. That means we throw the ball against the gravitational force. So it moves against the gravitational force in a parabolic path and reaches certain height, and afterwards it comes to the ground. So such type of movement of objects, the path is projectile motion. So we call it as projectile motion. We will see the basic science involved in this projectile motion. Okay. Now, so this is x-axis and this is y-axis. In terms of vector notation, I call this as I vector and this as j vector. So when I throw a ball, it takes a parabolic path. So it has two components. One is horizontal component as well as vertical component. This we saw earlier itself. So any point in two dimension can be represented with horizontal component and vertical component. Assume it has been started with the initial velocity of v0. So it is moving in this direction with an angle theta naught. Okay. Now you find the horizontal component. So you consider this as a triangle, right angle triangle. Now for this triangle, if you say sine theta naught is equal to this opposite side, we don't know. Assume this is x and the hypotenuse is y, x by y, which is v0. Now what will be this value? v0 into sine theta naught. So that's what is written here, this length. Similarly, if you want a horizontal component, now we have found a vertical component. If you want horizontal component, same triangle, if you take cos theta naught, which is equal to adjacent side, we don't know, I call it as y by hypotenuse, which is v0. So this value will become y is equal to v0 cos theta naught. Okay. So now we found both the components, vertical component and horizontal component. But a ball traveling in the parabolic path has two components, I already told you. But the acceleration along the horizontal path is 0, or the horizontal acceleration is 0. Whereas the vertical acceleration, we are considering about the vertical acceleration. So acceleration due to gravity is plus g. When it goes against the acceleration due to gravity, it is minus g. So that's why it is represented here. A is equal to minus g j cap. So this point you have to remember. The horizontal component acceleration is 0. Whereas in the vertical component you have minus g. This minus indicates the particular object or a particular ball is moving against the gravitational force. That's why we introduce minus g. In the last video we have seen about r distance displacement vector as r0 plus v0 t plus half at square. And this has been split into two components, x and y components, and we have x is equal to x0 plus v0 xt plus half axt square. Similarly, with the same equation you can define for y. Y is equal to y0 plus v0 yt plus half ay t square. So now we start from the origin. Okay, that's why x0 equal to 0, y0 equal to 0. So these two values will become 0. So this is gone already. Now next what we have defined, we said acceleration along horizontal component is 0. That means this is 0. So what we have now, this is 0 and acceleration is 0. Therefore we don't have this component, this value also. So x is equal to v naught xt. That's what is written here. X is equal to v naught x into t. Similarly, if you come for the y-axis, y component, y naught is 0. This is 0. Therefore, you have v naught y into t. So, this horizontal component is v naught vox. Horizontal component is v naught cos theta naught into t. And similarly for y, v naught y, vertical component is nothing but v naught sin theta naught. So you substitute here v naught sin theta naught into t plus half ay t square. Half ay is against the acceleration due to gravity, therefore minus g. So minus half g t square. Now we have the two components, x and y components for this particular projectile part. Actually, if you see, the projectile is moving in this direction. It will take this path. But when we try to resolve, we make it as a straight line and we try to resolve the components in x and y. Now Vx, velocity along horizontal direction or horizontal component of velocity is dx by dt. So rate of change of distance along x. So this component has to be differentiated with respect to t. V naught cos theta naught is a constant. Differentiation of t is 1. Therefore, V naught cos theta naught. Next we have y. We want to find the component along y direction, velocity component. So, Vy is equal to dy by dt. So, V naught sin theta naught is a constant. Differentiation of t is 1 minus half g, it's a constant. Differentiation of 2 square is 2t. Okay. Already we have minus half g. This 2 gets cancelled and we will be having minus gt. Okay. So these two are the basic equations of velocity in the horizontal component and this is along the vertical component. Now we have to find the equation of path of a projectile. Already we derived x is equal to the horizontal component, x is equal to vox into t, velocity multiplied by time, which is v naught cos theta naught into t. Similarly, we got the result for y is equal to v naught sin theta naught into t minus half gt square. Now I am calling this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. Okay. Now second equation divided by first equation, that is y divided by x. Y is v naught sin theta naught t minus half gt square divided by v naught cos theta naught into t, that is this value, divided by x. Now first you separate the two terms. First this term t gets cancelled, v naught gets cancelled. Sin theta by cos theta is tan theta naught. Similarly, you concentrate on the second term, minus half g, this t and this square 1, t will go. Therefore t and v naught cos theta naught. Okay. This is separate. This is with respect to this diagram. Okay. Now we have y by x is equal to tan theta naught minus half g t v naught cos theta naught. Okay. Now what you do is multiply throughout by x. This is multiplied with x. This is multiplied with x. And this is also multiplied with x. So that's what is written here. X into tan theta naught minus half g t by v naught cos theta naught into x we have multiplied. So the next step is y is equal to x tan theta minus half g, this t just see t. From this equation, if you see t is equal to x divided by v naught cos theta naught. That's what is written here. So here we have t, which is x divided by v naught cos theta naught. So already you have v naught cos theta naught. Therefore this will become v naught cos theta naught the whole square into x. Now what will happen? This x into x is x square minus half g, that is minus g divided by 2 into v naught cos theta naught the whole square into x square. So that means the final equation is y is equal to tan theta into x minus g divided by 2 into v naught cos theta naught the whole square into x square. Now if you carefully watch, this tan theta can be viewed as some a constant, a times x, plus this whole term can be viewed as, b, including this minus sign, it is b. That we can write this as plus. Plus into minus will be minus. Therefore, it is of the form what? Y is equal to ax plus bx square, which is nothing but the equation of the parabola. That is the final equation. The final equation, that is y is equal to tan theta into x, tan theta naught into x minus g divided by 2 into v naught cos theta naught the whole square into x square is the final equation of the projectile. So it resembles the equation, or it matches with the equation of the parabola. The general equation of the parabola is y is equal to ax plus bx squared. Okay. Now we are interested in finding out the maximum height. So maximum height of a projectile. Maximum height, that means this point. This vertical distance. This is the maximum height. Okay. Now we already derived the time taken to reach maximum height. In that we have substituted Vy equal to 0, because at this point velocity equal to 0, and we got the value for Tm also, the time required to maximum height. But from the basic vertical component equation, we have divided into velocity in horizontal and vertical component, and then we got the vertical component displacement y is equal to v naught sin theta naught into t minus half gt square. This we already know. Okay. Now you substitute the value of t equal to tm. That means tm is the time taken to reach the maximum height. So now this y becomes hm, maximum height, v naught sin theta naught, then you have t is replaced by tm, minus half g t is tm square. Now v naught sin theta naught. Now time required to reach maximum height, we got already the answer. It is nothing but v naught sin theta naught divided by g. This result we got already. So v naught sin theta naught divided by g is tm minus 1 by 2 g tm square. So you substitute the same value, v naught sin theta naught divided by g the whole square. Now this is maximum height. Now you multiply v naught square sin square theta naught divided by g. Now this is minus g by 2 v naught square sin square theta naught divided by g square. Here this g and 1g will go off. Then we have v naught square sin square theta naught by g. Here also we have the common term. So v naught square sin square theta naught divided by g is taken common. So here we will be having 1. And in this relation you have half. That is 1 minus half is nothing but half, 1 by 2. So therefore the maximum height is given by v naught square sin square theta naught divided by 2g. Once again, if you see carefully, it depends on, because this g is constant. If you see, it depends on the initial velocity and the angle theta naught. And once again, if you see, if theta naught is going to be 90, sin 90 is 1. Therefore, then in that case it will be maximum height will be V naught square divided by 2g. Okay, so that's how we have to derive for maximum height of a projectile. So this is the maximum height and the formula is this one, hm is equal to V naught square sin square theta naught divided by 2g. Now we have to find time of maximum height. That means an object has been projected from here, origin, and it takes some time to reach the maximum height. So at this point the velocity is 0, Vy is equal to 0, and that is the condition to find out the maximum height. Okay, so we know that Vy is equal to 0 at this point, but we have the basic equation also, Vy is equal to V naught sin theta naught minus gt. That means we have divided that velocity component into two components, x and y components, and we make use of the second one, that is Vy is equal to V naught sin theta naught minus gt. Right. Now Vy is equal to V naught sin theta naught minus g Tm. Tm is the time taken to reach the maximum height. Okay. Now Vy is equal to 0. So this term is 0. So this is replaced by 0. Because we are considering at this point, not any other point, we are considering at that point. Therefore bring this gtm this side, gtm is equal to V naught sin theta naught, which is Tm is equal to V naught sin theta naught divided by g. You bring this g this side. Now we got the time required to reach this height, maximum height. Okay, right. Now from this we can understand that the time required depends on velocity, initial velocity. It depends on velocity and the angle at which it is projected, that is this theta naught. Okay, so it depends on both. Suppose if you say theta is 90, so sin 90 is, theta naught is 90, so sin 90 is 1, therefore you will get V naught, that means it goes vertically, right? Now this theta naught is 0 means Tm is equal to 0, that is sin 0 0, so it won't reach any maximum height. Okay, that's the meaning. Now we have another equation also, that is y is equal to, this is velocity equation, and this is y, vertical component, that is V naught sin theta naught t minus half gt square. This equation we have got in the beginning itself. Now you substitute y equal to 0, because an object that has been projected from this point travels all along and reaches this point. So at this point, if you see, the ball has reached the ground, there is no vertical displacement. Therefore at this point y equal to 0, right, because there is no vertical displacement. So if this is 0, bring this term this side, half gt square is equal to V naught sin theta naught into t. Now here you have 2t, and so 1t gets cancelled, therefore t is equal to 2 V naught sin theta naught by g. You are bringing this 2 this side and g other side. This is called time of flight. Time of flight means from origin it takes some time to reach maximum and once again comes to this point. This is the time taken. That is called time of flight, which is equal to capital Tf, which is equal to t, which is equal to 2 V naught sin theta naught by g. Once again, if you see time of flight, the time of flight depends on the initial velocity V naught and the angle theta naught. So it depends on the angle theta naught also. So once again, if theta naught is 90, sin 90 is 1, therefore you will get 2 V naught divided by g in that case. So now we can verify this way also. That means from here we have seen the maximum time required to reach maximum height. We got the relation. Tm is equal to V naught sin theta naught divided by G. Now the same time will take from this point to reach this point because it is symmetric. This is a parabola and there is a symmetric around this maximum height. This is maximum height, okay? Maximum height. Therefore, this value, if you multiply with 2, you will get time of flight. That means V naught sin theta naught divided by G into 2. That's what we got here also. 2 V naught sin theta naught by G. Now, from this graph, you can see at any point you can resolve into vertical and horizontal component. So, this is horizontal vertical, and if you come here horizontal vertical, but now it is in this direction, and in this point Vy is equal to 0 because a object goes there is no, absolutely no velocity at that point. Vy equal to 0, and once again it will fall from that point. Okay. Next we are going to see about horizontal range of a projectile. Horizontal range is nothing but from this point to this point. This is horizontal range. Okay. That means we start with the initial velocity, initial time, and at the origin it reaches maximum where velocity is 0 at this point, and once again it comes back. That means the vertical displacement is 0, only you have horizontal displacement, that is from 0 to this point. This is called R. That is horizontal range of a projectile. Already in the beginning we have seen we have two components x and y. X is given by V naught cos theta naught into t. Okay. Now what you do is you substitute t equal to tf. Tf is nothing but time of flight. This is nothing but time of flight. What is time of flight? It is the time taken of a particular object from here, or particle from here, to travel in this parabolic path and reaching this point. So that is called time of flight. And we know that time of flight is 2 V naught sin theta naught divided by G. So therefore, in this equation, V naught cos theta naught, we just write the distance covered is R. That is displacement, horizontal range. We call it as R. So x is replaced by R. V naught cos theta as it is. Now t is nothing but time of flight. So time of flight is nothing but 2 V naught sin theta naught by G. So this is the value. Now V naught into V naught square. Okay, then we have 2 sin theta naught cos theta naught divided by G. But we know the formula sin 2a. Sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a cos a. This is a well-known trigonometric relation. Therefore, now we have 2 sin theta naught cos theta naught. So therefore, it can be written as sin 2 theta naught. That's what we have written, sin 2 theta naught. V naught into V naught square divided by G. Okay, this is the range, horizontal range. If I say horizontal range, it is from the origin to this point, which is given by V naught square sin 2 T naught by G. Now once again this range depends on two values. One is velocity, initial velocity, and angle theta naught, this angle. But if you assume that, suppose if this is 2 theta naught is equal to 90. Assume this is 90. So sin 90 is 1. Therefore V naught square divided by G, R equal to V naught square by G, is the maximum range you can get with this angle theta naught and the velocity, initial velocity V naught. Okay, that means if 2 theta naught is equal to 90, this becomes 90. So sin 90 is 1. 1 into V naught square is V naught square by G. That means what is the angle? Theta naught is equal to 90 degree divided by 2, which is equal to 45 degrees. That means if this angle is going to be 45 degrees, then you can reach a maximum range. If the angle deviates vertically or horizontally other than this value, then you won't get a maximum range of the particular particle from the start point to the end point. So so 45 degree is the correct angle if you want to reach and cover a maximum. distance or displacement from origin to the end point. Okay, so the horizontal range of projectile, the range is given by this general formula, and the maximum range 2 theta naught is substituted by 90 degree, so you will get R equal to V naught square by G, which is the maximum range. So that's all about projectile. We have seen maximum height, time of flight, maximum time required to reach maximum height, and the range. Finally we got the result for the range. Okay, that's all about the basic equations in projectile. Hope you have understood this topic. Thanks for watching. Nandri.